Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Green Leader, and you guys are watching Green Squadron TV. Yeah, just a little podcast talking about any sort of new game trailers, new game announcements, and of course, whatever news articles sort of interest me over the week and that happened in the games industry. Today's show, we're going to be coming over a couple of trailers slash announcements, plus a couple of news stories that I found kind of interesting over the week. I know that's probably what I said already, but might as well just repeat myself. But yeah, we've got 3 new trailers. One for a new RPG from the makers of the Elder Scrolls series, or from some of the devs who made Elder Scrolls. So not from Bethesda proper. We have a trailer for the new Guardians of the Galaxy game, and then there's a trailer for a little indie game that I thought actually looked kind of interesting. And I think they have a release date announcement with that as well. So we're going to be checking those 3 out. And then there's a couple of news stories. One about a fan-made collection or slash remaster of Half-Life and Half-Life 2, which I think is kind of interesting. And then a news story about Ubisoft and Bungie getting together to take care of some business. So yeah, we'll go over that all in a second. Just want to thank you guys all for watching live. If you guys are watching on YouTube and Odyssey, be sure to like and let me know what you guys think of what's going to happen. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get straight into it. I'm horrible at introducing this stuff, so let's just go ahead and get straight into it. The first thing that we're actually going to check out is a trailer from Wayward Realms. Did I say that correctly? Wayward Realms. I felt like I mumbled that last one. We're gonna be, yeah, it's just a new teaser trailer. It's, as I said, this is from a couple of devs who've worked on the Elder Scrolls series in the past, and this is something that they're working on. We'll just go ahead and just get straight into it, and then we'll kind of talk about it in a second. Interesting. Okay, that was less than actually what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah, so this teaser trailer pretty much tells us nothing. It's just a fantasy realm. Looks like we got an orc on a horse wandering through a forest. Yeah, really not a lot to talk about in terms of the teaser trailer. Looks interesting. I think the bigger story is really from just from the fact that it's from the previous makers of the Elder Scrolls series, and they have tried to tout this is not just your basic, typical like open world RPG. That they're actually trying to make it a lot more meaningful, trying to make it a lot more full in terms of like what type of quests you're going to come across and what type of people you're going to come across. So it's going to be less about, and it starts again with the autoplay. Sorry. We'll just stop it there. Pull up that Game Informer article on it. So basically, the reason why I thought it was interesting to check this out, and I was hoping that there was going to be more in the teaser, but essentially what they're selling it as a grand RPG. So like with a lot of RPGs, particularly like Bethesda RPGs, while a lot of the side quests are great and the main story quests are great, there's a lot of side quests that aren't great, and there's a lot of stuff that's not quite really full with the game. It's one of these games that are really cool and interesting, but it also feels kind of empty, right? Particularly you look at like Elder Scrolls Gosh, where was the article that I found this from? There it is. You look at like Elder Scrolls and the way it's designed. The cities are really cool, but they seem just really small and really, you know, almost bare bones, if you will. And the way that they have described the game is that it's actually going to be a lot fuller, and they're going to have more interesting and diverse set of cast, and you're going to get more meaningful missions out of it, even if you're just doing side quests. And so they're calling it a grand RPG. Yeah, there's a new class of role-playing called the Grand RPG. The Wayward Realms aims to offer an experience like none other, with designs meant to be as immersive as possible. With an ever-evolving story that is coerced by a virtual game master, players will need to survive in a massive world that is way bigger than most of the games you can think of. Sprawling cities, cascading mountains, dangerous marshlands, the Wayward Realms aims to offer it all. The Wayward Realms experience will also offer real role-playing, tasking players with adventuring through its humongous world with a character class completely designed by the player. Players will also be able to tailor their abilities and spells, and are encouraged to think outside the box in terms of creationary goals. So, I mean, I find it interesting that they're actually trying to make this more of a bigger game, and I'm hoping that they're going to make it a little more... I wouldn't quite say populated, but it feels like with Elder Scrolls and Fallout, when you come to like actual populated areas where there's actually people, it's very small, it's very tight-knit, it's very consolidated. And when it comes to Fallout, it kind of makes sense, right? Because you're in the post-apocalypse. But when you're in Elder Scrolls, it doesn't make sense. Like, I would expect Whiterun to actually be a much bigger city than what it is. Same thing with pretty much most of the major cities in each different Jarldom. I would expect them to be relatively bigger. I mean, I feel like even in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, kind of felt the same way. Although I feel like the cities in Oblivion were better than Skyrim, it still felt like they were relatively small in comparison with, say, other games that have done a much bigger and more massive city layout. So, this, at least they're advertising so far, and again, we haven't seen any gameplay, we haven't seen any explanation of kind of like how this virtual game master is going to operate. But it seems like they're going to try and tailor things and create a large and you know, relatively populated, or more populated, I should say, open world RPG experience, which I think is going to be kind of cool. I think this is going to be one to definitely keep an eye on as time moves on, and as we get closer to whenever the heck they do decide to release it. They haven't actually, I don't think they've even announced a release date. There's not one in the trailer, and from the article here from Game Informer, I don't actually see a release date. So if I were to guess, and if they've just put out a teaser trailer, I would say it's probably about another 2 years out before it comes out, but I think it'll be interesting. Particularly the fact that they're going to try and make a virtual game master, so you might get some dynamic quest making as well throughout there. Along the same lines as, say, like Left 4 Dead's AI director that essentially tried to make each run-through of a campaign totally unique and interesting. I feel like you're going to have a similar setup here with the virtual game master. So I think it'd be pretty cool, and I think this is one to keep an eye out. So Wayward Realms, keep that in mind. Okay, so here's the next story, which I just thought this was kind of cool. According to Game Informer, which I think they got it from somebody else reporting on stuff that people have found on SteamDB. There's a fan-made Half-Life 2 remaster that's actually going to be released with Valve's consent, which is actually kind of interesting. Yeah, so Half-Life is an iconic franchise by Valve that changed the face of gaming for the better when it was first released. But because of that, this series has seen many fan iterations and continuations in the past, but it looks like Half-Life 2 Remaster Collection is in the works. But before you get too excited, this is a fan-made project and not an official remaster. But Valve is reportedly totally cool with it, which I think is actually pretty cool. The remaster collection was spotted by PCGN over on SteamDB and shows a collection in the works from modder Philip Victor. While the collection itself says not Valve related, it is reported that the company has given its consent for the fan project to push forward with development. The report that Valve has given the green light for this project comes by the way of Tyler McVicker, a person known for reporting on Valve News. Yeah, they don't really give a lot of details as to like when or if it's coming, you know, how it's going to be actually released and what is actually entailed in how it's going to be released. But I think this is actually kind of cool because clearly Valve isn't really making games anymore. They haven't made games since, I think, Portal 2. Actually, no, that's not true. I think they made another game. Let's take a look at Valve's game list. I think they made another game sometime after. That's right. They released Half-Life Alyx, which I think was essentially a VR experience. I think that was 2020. Really? That's interesting. Left 4 Dead Survivors. That was 2014, 2016. The Lab, which I was pretty sure that was like some sort of VR like pet project. After that, Artifacts in 2018. Some sort of digital card game thing, which I don't think a lot of players actually used. And then after that, they did Dota Underlords, an auto battler, so essentially team fight tactics, and or Dota Auto Chess. Yep. Oh, and that's actually interesting. So it's essentially a community-created Dota 2 game mode. That's interesting. And then Half-Life Alyx, which was essentially, again, another VR sort of like proof of concept game. Like, I have a hard time calling any of these, like, the last 3 or 4, like, major game releases or anything like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure Artifact kind of bombed when it released. I'm curious what its actual Steam rating is. Mixed. It is mixed. Oh, man. And they were pretty poorly reviewed when it was first come out. They've had some spikes here of new people getting into it and reviewing it pretty negatively again. So, not sure exactly why, but yeah, I don't think a lot of players were that happy with it. It's essentially like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering Online or other stuff like that, and I don't think it did particularly well. But my point is that they haven't really put a serious effort into making games in a while now. It's been a while. So it is cool to see somebody try to, you know, from outside of Valve, try to do something interesting with Valve's existing IP and actually release a remaster of Half-Life 2. I mean, Half-Life 2 is such a great game. Would highly recommend playing it. I mean, even the original is pretty great. But the fact that that this guy, Philip Victor, is actually going to be making a Half-Life 2 remaster, and that Valve is cool with it. They've essentially given him the green light to go ahead and do this. I think that's actually really cool. It shows that Valve kind of gets its community and kind of gets, well, in terms of allowing, you know, modders and people who are actually passionate about their IPs to actually make something and, you know, improve something that already existed. So I think that's pretty cool that Valve kind of had that mentality of, yeah, sure, go ahead and do it. So now, what sort of logistics that means in terms of like how it's going to be released and in terms of whether or not they can even charge for it is another question. But I mean, that can be figured out later on. And it would be nice to see more publishers and more developers be trying to think the right word, like pretty much, you know, okay with modders and people from outside of their dev team to actually work on stuff, you know. So I just find that interesting. So up next is a new cinematic trailer for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel, well, Marvel had a hand in at least allowing them to do it, but Square Enix published, Marvel's Avengers. Was it 2 years ago? 2019? Maybe it was even 2020. To some modicum of success, and they decided to continue on and do another Marvel franchise, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's pretty cool that they're going to, it's interesting that they're going to continue on with it. As I said, I'm kind of done with Marvel, at least with the movies. Maybe this new game will be interesting. I didn't have any. I had interest in the Marvel's Avengers, and I didn't play it. So I'm hoping this one will be better. It looks to be like they're taking a slightly different approach to it, where you're playing as Peter Quill rather than playing as kind of like whatever Avenger you decide to pick for that mission. Which I think could be a much better approach to particularly this type of Marvel game. Anyway, let's just go ahead and check it out.
Spare me your empty platitudes.
Apologies, my queen.
You are not the first to claim they have captured a Tara. Prove it.
I assure you,
I said,
milady.
Release it.
Okay.
We got this.
Yeah. It's almost like Grunt.
You are free here.
Interesting.
Bring in the next seller and transfer 10,000 units to that last one's next of kin.
Oh my.
Hey there, I'm Star-Lord. Okay.
Drax the Destroyer.
Hold on, let's go back. I just wanted to see. It looked like we had 4 of the garlic. So we have Gamora, we've got Rocket Raccoon. Where is Groot? Groot's normally there with him. Peter Quill and obviously Drax. There's a few more characters from the comics, but these are normally like the main 4.
Hey there, I'm Star-Lord.
The designs are pretty good. I'll give them that.
Okay.
Drax the Destroyer. The undoing of the Mad Titan in the flesh. And such flesh.
Oh my. Yeah, I don't see Groot though.
Your presence honors me.
You are much smaller than I expected.
Ha.
Oh? And what were you expecting? Perhaps I can do something about it.
Unlikely.
We'll see, Destroyer. I can be quite forceful.
Peter Quill.
Oh my.
I believe she is flirting with me.
Oh, okay. So, you've got some choices here.
Just play along, man. Flatter her.
So this is actual, like, it's a pseudo cinematic, right? You've got some gameplay here. This is probably in engine, so it looks good.
Terrible. Lady Hellbender, I can see by the size of your weapon that you must be a skillful warrior.
Perhaps I can give you a demonstration sometime.
You would make an acceptable opponent.
Tell me, Destroyer, what brings you to Seknarf 9?
Hey there, hi, I'm Star-Lord. Drax is actually with me, the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. You may have heard of us.
You? No.
Oh, well, let me tell
Oh my.
you. Now you have.
He's got a card.
Lucky me.
Okay, interesting. Ooh, it's coming out this year? I didn't know it was coming out this year. It's kind of cool. We'll let this ad play out and then restart it. Okay. Not a lot in terms of gameplay here, but interesting. They're adding in this. They're adding in this new character that I've not seen. Lady Hellbender. Yeah, Lady Hellbender, leader of the Hellraisers. I'm not sure who this character is. When was she added? Like, is she a relatively older character? 10 appearances. My guess is, yeah, she's a newer character, but still, she looks pretty cool. And as you can see here from her looking in the comic books, I would say this is actually a pretty good representation of what she looks like. So I like that. Not really a lot to glean from this cinematic trailer, other than you've got some choices in terms of how you can react to things. Like, you could see that Peter Quill could allow Drax to actually flirt with Lady Hellbender. So I mean, I'm sure there's going to be lots of different opportunities for that. Do notice that there's kind of a lack of Groot in this initial one, but maybe that's part of the play. Maybe Groot's actually in the container. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah. I don't really have a lot to say. There's no real gameplay in this. This looks like it is in-engine, so it looks pretty good. The character designs look pretty great. And yeah, not really much beyond that. I'm interested to see how this one's actually going to turn out. As I said, Marvel's Avengers looked kind of interesting, but not quite. Didn't quite like, I didn't buy it. So for whatever reason, I just wasn't as interested in it as I thought it was going to be. So this one might be more interesting because it does look like it's going to be more of like an actual, not quite action RPG, but like action adventure game, open world. Yeah. Has there been any gameplay? Okay, so there's actually some. I'm pretty sure I saw a gameplay. It's actually just. Guardians of the Galaxy gameplay. See if we can't find something. Okay, so this is from a month ago. I'm just curious what the gameplay actually looks like. This is from a month ago. They say things might change, but I mean, they only have about a couple months left. It's coming out September. So it's essentially next month. So it's kind of a little late if they're going to be changing stuff. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. What am I looking... Hold on. See if maybe they explain a little bit. Looks like there is going to be like a leveling system.
Boys enjoying this way too much. This is the local fauna. It's about to be an endangered species. Blue Hawkeye time. Oh, you rocket time.
Okay. He's giving orders to like... He told Groot to trap it, and now he's telling Rocket to do certain attacks. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, essentially open world action game, think a la like Assassin's Creed or something like that, but now you've got a team with you, and so you can give them like different orders and different attacks to use that can help you during gameplay. That's kind of interesting. And also kind of similar to Marvel's Avengers, right? Because you do kind of have that similarity there, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, not really much else to say about that. Just the trailer looks cool. I like the cinematic. Graphics look great. Would like to see more of the gameplay to see if they've stuck with what they did from last month. And we know the release date. September, was it September 22nd? Sorry, October 26th. My apologies. 2 months out, not just 1 month out. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Not really much else I can say on that. Just... It is what it is. It looks good. But that could mean anything. This is just a cinematic trailer. Anyway, guys. Okay, so on to the next news story. Bungie and Ubisoft are taking cheat makers to court. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I feel kind of... I think it's kind of a good thing to do, what they're doing. But I don't know the logistics of it. Anyway, so apparently they're filing a joint lawsuit over Destiny 2 and Rainbow Six Siege. So Ring 1 sells cheat codes via subscription. For 25 euros a week, a cheater can get a bundle of Rainbow Six Siege hacks like the aimbot, configurable ESP tools to show the health and the distance of other players, options to alter weapon spread, recoil, blah, 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 blah. A lot of stuff. For 30 euros a week, a cheater gets Destiny 2 hacks, including PvP aimbot, infinite ammo, ESP, so on and so forth. Similar packages are available for Rust, Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Escape from Tarkov, all that other stuff. Now, apparently on July 23rd, Bungie and Ubisoft filed a lawsuit against Ring 1 in California State District, meaning several individuals believed to be behind Ring 1 with usernames like Crypto, Overpowered, and Berserker. According to the suit, the products Ring 1 sells impair and destroy not only the game experience, but also plaintiffs' overall business and their reputation among their respective player communities. This is accurate. This is 100% accurate. I do not disagree with this at all, because that is 100% true. Yeah. Nothing quite pisses me off than actually getting into a competitive game and then you see aimbots and, you know, wall hacks and all the other bullshit that tends to happen. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll continue on and I'll give my thoughts in a second. The suit also accuses Ring 1 of trademark infringement. The purchase page for Destiny 2 cheats and Rainbow Six Siege cheats includes key art from the plaintiff's games, along with links to share the customer's purchase of the cheat with others on social media websites such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. The idea anyone would be so proud of buying cheats they'd want to share that with the internet seems baffling. Yeah, 100%. And the thought of announcing you've just bought some Rust hacks to your professional network on LinkedIn is even more absurd. But anyway, that's 100% accurate. The suit doesn't put a dollar amount on its damages. It's demanding, saying that defendants' conduct has resulted in damage to plaintiffs in an amount to be proven at trial. By plaintiffs' estimation, such damage may amount to millions of dollars. This isn't the first time the two video game companies have teamed up to take cheat sellers to court. Really? Apparently they collaborated, Bungie collaborated with Riot to take on Gator cheats earlier this year. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Cheats are a serious issue for online games and have become more noticeable as crossplay exposes console players, but was previously more of a PC gaming problem. This is very true. I think this is a step in the right direction in terms of working hard to try and stop these people from creating cheats. What I don't quite understand is how they're actually going to hold these people accountable when, even though they may have an idea as to who these people are, they could be 100% wrong, right? They're going after people whose usernames are Crypto, Overpowered, Berserker. These may be the people behind this service. They may have nothing to do with it. And particularly if they're not in the US, how are they, particularly like they're filing this in California. So if they're not in the US, how are they actually going to enforce this lawsuit? Not quite sure what they're planning to achieve. But I know it's going to cost them money to do this, so I am kind of on board with them doing it, because at least they're putting their money where their mouth is and actually trying to stop cheating and cheaters from continuing on with this sort of nonsense. Yeah. Now, is this going to get rid of cheating outright if they happen to win? I don't think so. But I think this could definitely put a hamper for a lot of people in terms of stopping them and making it harder for them to actually do that. I think it's interesting. Who knows what's going to actually come from this case? Most likely nothing. I don't know. Would be kind of cool to see, though, that these guys are actually in court and you actually see who they are. So they're not just, faceless, nameless people who are hiding behind their anonymity, creating this cheating nonsense that just kind of brings down the entire online multiplaying community and, just making it horrible for the rest of us. So, yeah. So I hope it works out. I hope they can actually do something to, not necessarily prohibit. Yeah, prohibit. Just put a hamper on cheaters and making it easier for people to legitimately play the game and just enjoy it. So, yeah. So from there, let's just do the last thing on our list. This is a release date trailer for Golf Club Wasteland. It's apparently a new golf, not quite simulation, but it's one of these more arcadey golf games, like Golf with Your Friends or something like that. But apparently it's golf meets zombie survival. And they've just released a new trailer that apparently gives the release date. So I wanted to check it out. Particularly, it just looks cute, looks fun. And yeah, let's just go ahead and check it out. Okay, so far no zombies. Okay.
Oh, come on.
I thought it was supposed to be zombies in this. When I first read about this was supposedly a little zombie game. But apparently not. It's just some post-apocalypse. This is mini golf, essentially, in post-apocalyptic themes. Nothing wrong with that. Looks interesting. Yeah. Also kind of interesting that so far I've seen this played it's like it's mainly in like a zoo. Because I mean there's animals and also like saw a giraffe and I think I saw a rhino. Pretty sure I'd seen a rhino. Maybe no, there's a giraffe. Okay. See, that looks like just an enclosure. Okay. Anyway, it looks like a fun little casual game. Nothing crazy here. Just looks fun, looks cute, in a weird little like post-apocalyptic environment. And as I said, like one news article that I saw on it was that there was going to be zombies in this as well, but I don't see any zombies here. It is coming out September 3rd, so it's about a month away. So that's actually pretty cool. On PlayStation, and I think it's a PlayStation exclusive. So that's maybe that's a little disappointing for me because I don't have a PlayStation. I can't play it. That makes me a little sad. Here, let me. Golf Club Wasteland. What is this for? No, it's going to be on a bunch of different stuff. Okay. Okay, I like it. It's going to be on Steam, Switch, Epic Games, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, about the game. Human life is wiped out. Earth is now a golf course for the ultra-rich. The rich fled to Mars, but ventured back to a desolate Earth for a round of golf. Each hole in the wasteland offers its own little story and impossible puzzle to sink the perfect shot. Play through destroyed brutalist monuments, crumbling shopping malls, and abandoned museums as neon signs and poignant graffiti take swings at current events, Silicon Valley culture, and humanity. Interesting. Okay. No mention of zombies, so maybe just that one article was just full of crap, which is possible. It happens. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool, though. Steam, PC, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. I like it. I like it. It's coming out everywhere. And it looks fun. Looks like it'd actually be rather entertaining to play. So, yeah. Not much else to really talk about there. Oh, the squirrel coming out. That's actually kind of funny. But yeah, looks good. I would definitely play it. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you, governments, for forcing us to have these irritating cookie warning pop-ups every single website that uses them. Oh, man. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me. There's really not much else. This was a relatively slow news week for the games industry. I mean, we had some more news stuff come out with Blizzard. Really not much groundbreaking there. Just, people leaving and, people who have been singled out by the lawsuit leaving. Some earnings report from 2K that claims that there's going to be a new game, new IP coming out from 2K, as well as a couple of existing, IPs getting new iterations, which, yeah, who would have guessed, right? I mean, but, like, no details, nothing specific, no trailers, nothing. So, it's a relatively slow news week, but I got what I thought was most interesting to me, anyway. If you guys found this interesting, let me know. If you guys are interested in that Guardians of the Galaxy game, tell me what you think. I think it looks interesting. I think it looks better than the Marvel's Avengers game, and the Marvel's Avengers games look good, but kind of meh. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. yeah, if you guys have enjoyed the show, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button on YouTube and Odyssey, and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah. If you guys are watching live on Twitch, we're going to be switching over to some games after this, and we're going to be, I think we're going to be playing some Borderlands 3 and continuing on with some DLC and all that stuff. So if you guys want to watch live, come over to twitch.tv/green_leader87. And we do all sorts of games when we're not doing this. We right now playing through some Borderlands 3, finishing up the last DLC and side quests, and then we'll be moving on to some other games. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, have a great night. This is Green Leader signing out.